Greetings all. We'll get started with our November meeting. This is Napa Solano Audubon's. We're calling it our 50th year celebration. In actual fact, it's our 51st year, but because of COVID, we didn't get to celebrate last year. So hopefully you can enjoy our carrot cake through the internet if you're not here in person. There's a lot of people came to eat a very small carrot cake. We'll see if it goes around. This is our second hybrid meeting. If you're here in person, you can hear me. You might not be able to hear the speaker, but right now our speaker's having some technical problems. So I'm going to get started with announcements, and hopefully Luis Paz will be able to join us in just a few minutes. So he is in Panama. It's 10 o'clock in Panama. All right, well, welcome. We are at the Napa Valley Lutheran Church, and I'd like to begin by thanking the church for allowing us to use their facilities. David Hamilton and Denise Hamilton have been very gracious in helping us set up. David is a retired pastor from this church, so he's got a little bit of an in there. Just a few announcements to keep everyone in the loop. First announcement should be, we encourage everyone to come to our website and see the calendar in the website and see announcements in the website. The current newsletter is there, current bird notes are there, and other articles. So don't forget to check in on our website every once in a while. Our next speaker next month is John Sterling. He's a well-known Bay Area birder, and he's traveled all over the world leading birding tours. He lives
who's doing the meeting? You know who's this featured speaker next?
Yeah, I'm telling you right now. So our featured speaker next meeting is John Sterling, and he's going to be sharing with us birding in Morocco, which should be really interesting. That's a very interesting part of the world. And so he will be here for our January meeting, which I believe is January. Help me out. I will get it for you right now. Our January meeting is January the 12th. We are hoping for Benicia, but we've had trouble getting the library. The library is like booked and actually closed in addition to that. So not sure. So anyways, he will be our January speaker. Here comes my call program work. So we just announced that our January speaker is John Sterling. He'll be talking about birds of Morocco. The second thing, this is very exciting news to me. We are joining Golden Gate Audubon and other Bay Area Audubon Council members to bring in two very nationally known speakers during the month of January and February. January's presentation, and we'll put this information on the website, is on January 11th at 7. It's Doug Ptolemy, and he is presenting on nature's best hope, which is improving landscapes to support birds and other animals. He's a very exciting speaker, so we encourage you to come to that. I think it's the day before our January meeting. And then on Thursday, February 16th, we're bringing to you Scott Weidensaul, who is speaking on A World on the Wing, the Global Odyssey of Migratory Birds. He's sharing incredible discoveries that they have made recently on the navigational and physiological feats of migratory birds. So don't miss out on that one. That will be Thursday, February 16th at 6 p.m. Then our next announcement is we have just mailed out our annual fundraising appeal letter. You should be getting that in the next couple of days. If you have really fast mail, you might have gotten it today. I'm not sure, but this is our only plea to you to raise money to support the many programs that we have. All of us mostly are volunteers, and we hire an education coordinator and education interns to go into schools. Last year, we worked with over 600 students we're hoping to work with more than 1,000 students this year. So any amount that you can donate to Napa Solano Audubon would be greatly appreciated. Next announcement. In addition, our winter newsletter is coming out in another week or so. So be on the lookout for that. Many of you have signed up for just the electronic version of our newsletter, and you will be receiving that via email. It also will be posted up on our website. So if you, for some reason, don't get it or lose it in your email, you can always download it from our website. And then many others also ask for the hard copy, so you'll be receiving yours in the mail. Of course, we encourage people to shift to the mail version, the email version, to save paper. And if you're interested in doing that, please drop me an email and I will take you off the hard copy list. Let's have a few announcements about field trips. Andrew Ford this Saturday is out of town, so his field trip is going to be canceled. This Saturday's weekly walk with Andrew Ford is going to be canceled. However, the troops had a great trip up to Humboldt last month. They saw nearly 100 species with Ken Burton and Bruce Thompson coordinating that. And Andrew Ford helped out as a leader one day because he went to Humboldt State and he knows the area very well. So they had all kinds of highlights, shorebirds and land birds. I think one of the highlights for me that they shared was they had wandering tattlers and surfbirds side by side to be able to compare them out on the pier. So that's a great bird to see. They also had black-capped chickadees and chestnut-backed chickadees side by side to compare them. And the black-capped chickadees are basically only can be seen up in Humboldt and Del Norte in California. They're an eastern bird that for some reason somehow gets into the northern part of our state. So this month's field trip is going to be this Sunday. It is currently full, but they're headed to the Bufferlands. And Wendy Cole has been coordinating that one. And the leader will be Chris Conard. He's going to lead us into the Bufferlands, which is a 2,500 acre preserve that buffers the Greater Sacramento wastewater treatment plant from the community. And they've planted it with native plants and marshland things. And so it's not open to the public normally. So this should be a pretty exciting trip. All kinds of shorebirds and land birds in the Bufferlands. So if you're interested in attending our field trips, sign up as soon as you get the invitation. We send out the invitation to everyone who signed up for the e-blasts. And it's called the email updates on our website. So if you're not a member of that, sign up on the website. So our next field trip after the Bufferlands is a pelagic trip that Lucas and I have coordinated with Captain Rick Powers out of Bodega Bay. We now have a full boat, so I'm sorry there isn't room for more, but a number of people from Napa signed up. It's in December. It's probably 50-50 if it can go due to the winds that often happen in December, but if we can get out there. But the pelagic trip in December is a really good opportunity to see birds that are seen at no other time of the year. Mottled petrels are one of the birds we're hoping to see, along with ancient and scripps murrelets. Sometimes you can have long-billed, what are they called? Longbird murrelets, is that right? Yeah, long-billed murrelets. And we've never seen one, so we're hoping to see one. There's also a short-tailed albatross that's hanging around. On our last trip, we saw quite a few Buller's shearwaters and a number of short-tailed shearwaters. So we're hoping they'll still stick around. And there was a flesh-footed shearwater as well. So actually, we saw 4 of those on our last trip. So hopefully those will be around. So if you ever get a chance to sign up for a pelagic, Captain Rick Powers out of Bodega runs quite a few trips, and our friend Alvaro out of Half Moon Bay runs lots of trips, and they're very exciting as long as you don't get seasick. If you get seasick, we recommend boning before the trip or the patch that you can get prescribed from your doctor. Our next field trip coming up is December 14th. It's the Napa Junior Audubon field trip at Kennedy Park. It's going to be led by Tammy Saunders. If you have children or grandchildren that would enjoy Kennedy Park, look for information on the website, and there's a link there to sign up for that field trip. And then our January field trip is going to be Saturday, January 28th to Clear Lake. The e-blast hasn't come out yet, but you can sign up on that. We were hoping to have a trip also to Skaggs Island, but at this point, Skaggs Island is closed to the public. So we're working on trying to gain access to Skaggs Island. And then finally, the most important announcement I have is that our Christmas bird counts are coming up. We have 3 Christmas bird counts. The first is Christmas bird count for kids. That's on Sunday, December 11th, coordinated by Tammy again. And that will be centered out of Connolly Ranch. So kids love Connolly Ranch. There's lots of animals and birds at Connolly Ranch. And we'll disperse to local parks in the area and then come back and reconvene and share our sightings. So if you have grandkids or kids, anywhere from the age of like 7 to 16, have them come to our Christmas bird count for kids. The next Christmas bird count, Robin Leong is doing a pre-count in Benicia on Sunday, December 18th. It's the day before his actual CBC, and he is going to be hiking down Blue Rock Springs Creek in Vallejo and probably going to a couple of other sites as well. Robin's here. We'll hear from him later if he's going somewhere else. But the Benicia CBC needs all the volunteers we can get. It's Monday, December 19th, all day. And we have a great dinner, compilation dinner at the end. So if you love to bird, want to join one of the teams, contact Robin Leong at robin_leong@sonic.net. This information's on the website if you don't have a pencil right now. And the final CBC is coordinated by Murray Berner. So our last CBC is Sunday, January 1st. This year, the Angwin CBC is always on January 1st, and this year it comes on a Sunday. So if you're interested in that, contact Murray Berner. He's a great birder. They have lots of teams with experienced birders. So even if you're not experienced, you can join one of his teams and have a good day. And they will have their compilation dinner at the St. Helena, help me out, what's it called? Fellowship Hall, I think, on Oak Street. There's more information about that on the website. Finally, let me introduce tonight's speaker, and we're going to do everything we can to try to get this downloaded. We're having a little bit of trouble right now, so I'm not sure how it's going to go, Luis, but Luis Paz has been an avid birder and a bird guide in Panama for many, many years. Luis will talk about the spectacular birding hotspots in Panama and target species for each location. He recently earned his Master of Science in Biology from a university that I can't pronounce, but he has over 21 years of experience guiding through tropical birding, Ancón Expeditions, the Advantage Tours, Elder Hostel birding tours, and on and on. He's passionate. Recently, his recent passion is birding photography. So I'm hoping we can get his program downloaded while he does some talking with you. I'd like to welcome Luis Paz to our Napa Solano Audubon speaker series. And Luis will tell you all about birding in Panama.
Okay, good evening, guys. I'm Luis Paz, your birding guide in Panama, and the tour leader and the CEO of Birding Exotic Panama. And my introduction is always like birding into Panama, the perfect birding destination. So why Panama should be considered a perfect birding destination? For some reasons. First of all, the high biodiversity of birds, and not only birds, but insects, butterflies, amphibians, reptiles, mammals, but we're more interested in birds, of course. And so Panama is interesting because it's a high diversity in a small piece of land, of territory, smaller than South Carolina, I would say, with at least recorded 1,010 species of birds. That makes Panama real interesting. And more of that is that Panama has many ecosystems and habitats very close. You can be birding in pipeline in central Panama, in the wetlands, or in the rainforest, or in the Tule Lake. Take a plane, and 1 hour later, you are in a different environment to the west, and you will be birding from the lowlands in the Chiriquí lowlands, and you can drive up to the foothills. We can make a stop in Birding Paradise in the foothills, like let's say about between 600 and 900 meters, and then continue up in about 2 hours. You'll be birding in the Western Highlands, in the cloud forest, a completely different scenario. So that would be nice. Can we see the other? Oh, sorry. On this image of the presentation, these are very two iconical birds to me. On the left, I would say three. There's a logo bird in the middle. And on the very left, you got the great jacamar. In Panama, we can find three jacamars: the great jacamar, the rufous-tailed jacamar, and the bird of my logo, the dusky-backed jacamar. I'll tell you a little story about that, why I chose that little bird that is hard to find and it's very local in certain areas of Darien only, very eastern Panama. Just a moment. Can I make a little break? I'll be back.
Sure.
Mamá, estoy grabando, no me pueden molestar ahora. Estoy grabando en una conferencia. Ya no te preocupes por eso, yo comí. Sorry, guys, I'm back.
That's okay.
So
That's
this
okay.
dusky-backed jacamar.
Can
That's
you
okay.
hear me?
You stop it.
Yeah, so it's amazing to me that you have 1,000 birds in an area the size of South Carolina. And
Yes.
it takes our whole country to not even get to 1,000. So
Yes.
that's really amazing.
That's one of the very interesting facts about Panama. Such a small country with so many birds. It's the other thing I was about to say is our geographical position. We're linked. We're an isthmus with the shape of a flat S that linked North America to South America. So we share the best of the two worlds. And to me, that's the most important thing about Panama. So, and the next bird, oh, sorry, forgot to tell you why I chose that little bird. What is so important about the birding exotic Panama dusky-backed jacamar logo? It's because it took me, out of my 22 years experience as a tour leader, it took me 18 years to find this little bird, which is not very colorful. It's not that beautiful, but it's so important because it's so local, just in certain areas of the northern bank of the Cluj-Napoca River in Darien. How we find him? Well, we have a great strategy with our friends, the Embera and the Wonan indigenous people. They monitor them in certain areas, and they always tell us, yes, please, you can come. Come now because they're right here, they're right there, and they will take us on a boat ride on a beautiful Tuquesa or Cluj-Napoca River boat ride of about 20, 25 minutes. And if you're coming in the rainy season, bring your rubber boots for sure. We'll talk about that later. And finally, the beautiful trogon, which is a male of a black-throated trogon. 6 species of trogons can be found just in Pipeline Road, Central Panama. We can see the next page now. There you go. So this is the table of contents that we'll be analyzing today. The Panama map, a quick view of the different environments of the country, the wildest places, hotspots for birders along Panama. Number 3 will be bird species, some of the multiple targets you can find, and finally number 4, birding exotic Panama experience, satisfies birders from around the world. We can pass to the next one. This is just an introduction. So this is why we do all this activity, why I decided after so many years working for other tour operators, local ones and international ones, I got enough experience to run my own entrepreneurial adventure. And this time, this is an entrepreneurial activity. I got sorry for the activity where when it's not correct. This will be with an Y and not IE. But it's okay. You can understand it was a problem of the person who made me this presentation. This company was created after many years of working as a tour leader operator for many local and international birding companies. Our goal, my goal and my collaborators is mainly to remark the importance of Panama in the global birding market, conservation of the bird species and their habitats, and of course, help the communities, the rural communities that make possible our dream. And these communities are mainly indigenous people. In other cases are Latino communities. Next, please, Mark. Okay, but remember that you're coming to a very, very interesting country. And Panama City is more than just a canal and skyscrapers, because of course, we can visit the canal, which is one of the 8 wonders of the modern world, and we can visit all these skyscrapers, but just driving out of Panama, no more than 40 minutes, you're in the middle of the jungles. They'll be surrounded by green, lush forest with so many wildlife, like 3 species of monkeys, howler monkeys, capuchin monkeys, and tamarin monkeys. You can see lots of squirrels. You can see tamanduas, which are anteaters. You can see sloth, 2 species of sloth, 3-toed and 2-toed sloth. And it's amazing. Panama is an amazing country if you are a nature lover. We can see the next page. So let's take a quick view of the different environments of this amazing Isthmus of Panama. And then next page, yeah. So target birds. I think we jumped the map, Mark, probably, or not. Can you see the map? There you go. So different environments of Panama. Let's go. There are 4 main regions that we have determined are the most important regions to do the birding. First one is the one that we call Central Panama, or the Panama Canal area. In this area, there are 2 main cities that are integrated in this #1 region, which are, first of all, Panama City, the capital of the country, on the Pacific side, and Colón City on the Atlantic side. Just take a good look that Panama runs from east to west and not from north to south. And this fact changes everything in Panama. The fact that we are oriented west to east, that makes the oceans, like the Caribbean Ocean, which is, Caribbean Sea, that is connected to the Atlantic Ocean, is to the north of Panama, and the Pacific will be on the south. Central Panama is a great place to go birding. A lot of species that we see later are in this area of about, I would say, 500 square kilometers. And Pipeline is the main trail you would like to visit. Pipeline Road. There are other roads in this Soberania National Park, which are Plantation Road. And also you can go more to the Caribbean side, to the north, and see amazing research. It's very, very beautiful, and especially because in Colón, this rainforest, a little bit to the west, you can find the Montezuma oropendola. Otherwise, you need to go all the way to #4. But if you're very lucky and you know where to look, you can get to this. Let's see, we got Gatun Lake. The rainforest from the lowlands are located in the Gatun Lake. Pipeline Road. Achiote Road is the place in the Caribbean where you can find the Montezuma Oropendola, which is a gigantic Oropendola, Gamboa, which is in the Soberania National Park, and there's a natural park that we use a lot for birding, which is the Metropolitan Natural Park in Panama City. This is the Metropolitan Natural Park is the only natural area within a city, a capital city in Latin America. So another important fact. Next region will be Eastern Panama. For Panamanian, Eastern Panama is not just Darien. Eastern Panama starts mainly from the Tocumen Airport, our main airport on the east, and goes all the way to Darien. From that point to the east, you see lots of the South American species that we'll see later. The other region will be Western Panama, which is number 3. In this region, you will see lots of the birds from the Western Highlands and the Western foothills, and some of the the Eastern foothills. And here, these are represented by Cerro Azul, which is from the airport up to the hill is about 40 minutes, driving from our main airport. Old Chepo Road is a little bit to the, sorry, I'm reading the wrong, sorry, that's my problem. No, my mistake. No, we're talking about Western Panama, number 3, sorry. That would be Highlands, Shore, Rainforest, Cloud Forest. Now, in this number 3, you can find 2 different provinces. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Mark. Sorry, it was my mistake. 2 provinces. That will be to the right of number 3. You can see there's a division. That will be the Western Panama province. There you go, number 3. No, number 3. Look for the number 2. There you go. And that is Western Panama province. And to the left, that will be Cocle. No, but right here, follow the division. Yeah, Cocle, that's Cocle. Very important areas. And we were Sunday, we took a car and we went there looking for the grassland yellowfinch, and we found him. We couldn't take a picture because it was raining. We saw him. It was a lifer for me. I don't take too many lifers in my life now, but it was a lifer. And we also saw Rufous Brow Pepper Shrike. It was very beautiful. And of course, we saw the Lessons Motma. A Motma was split recently in about a couple of years from the Blue Crown Motma. So we have now 2 more Motmas. The Whooping Motma on Eastern Panama, Central and Eastern Panama, and on the western side, we got the Lessons Motma. And then we go more to the west, number 4. Yeah, we will go to the Western Highlands. Whoa, that's a place you would love to go. It's we share these mountains with the Costa Rican people, the Talamanca Highlands, and there's where you go to see what? The resplendent quetzals, of course. You go to see the various solitaire. You go to see the yellow-thighed brushfinch, or large-footed finch, or let's see, hairy woodpecker, acorn woodpeckers, and lots of beautiful, beautiful birds like long silky flycatchers, black and yellow silky flycatchers, and so on. Wren thrushes. So it's an amazing place as well. And the highlands are formed by different regions like the Pila, which is in an international park that we share with Costa Rica, Parque Internacional La Amistad, the Friendship International Park. Boquete or Boquete is on the east side of the Baru volcano, the highest point in the Republic of Panama. And also you got Cerro Punta on the left, and that will be the west side of the volcano, and also Boquerón and Paraíso is the foothills. You can also go to the lowlands, to the shore, and see a lot of like, for example, you can see the scarlet macaw there. In the migration, you can see the scissor-tail flycatchers and many others, birds from the wetlands as well. These are the main regions, because we can also go to the peninsula of the Azuero. Mark, and if you can just show them the peninsula, which is this piece of land that goes from between number 3 and number 4, it goes out into the ocean. Can you go back into the map a little bit? There you go. And there you go. This is the peninsula. No, lower, lower, go low to the Pacific. That is the Azuero Peninsula. It's a great place for some birds, some endemic, like the Azuero parakeet. It's there. On this island, the biggest island on the left of the, there you go, that's Coiba Island. You can see two endemics there. Coiba spine-tail and the brown-back dove. There are two beautiful birds. We can get to the next page. You can see there. Those are the main regions you would like to visit. So let's see a little bit of the environments in Panama. The first one, which is the one that we go the most because it's so close to Panama City. Just imagine that this region of the Soberania National Park is just 25 minutes away from Panama City. It's so close. So it's a beautiful rainforest. You got the Gatun Lake, you got Pipeline Road. Achota is more to the north. It's a little more distance from Panama City. Gamboa and Pipeline are in the same area. And the Metropolitan Park is within the city. It's even closer to Panama City. It's just 5 minutes away from the city, from the skyscrapers. And it's a huge, huge park that provides Panama City with clean air. It's like a big lung in Panama, producing lots of oxygen for us. And you can see on these three pictures to the left, you can see the Gatun Lake. Mark, if you can just remark that with your cursor. Yeah, there you go, that's the Gatun Lake. And to the right, you can see a little piece of Gamboa town. And the pipeline is a little, not, I mean, the same picture, Mark, not to those pictures, but the first one, there you go. And you cross, you get from Panama province to Colón province on this bridge. There are two bridges, but the one on the right, yeah, there you go. That's the bridge that gets you to Gamboa. You can get on these boats that are covered, and they will take you around the lake. And in my case, I always take people to different places. We're not there to see just monkeys that we're going to see birds, or we go to different lagoons where nobody goes. And there's lots of birds that are like, you'll see it later. And this is how Pipeline is like. The picture to the very right of the Panama Canal area. There you go. There are two people walking, probably birders. This is how our trails look like. They're very clean. You can walk without problems. Not too many places to sit. There are not too many seats. Nothing like that. So you have to be in good shape, kind of, and drink a lot of water because it's real humid. It's very humid. So environment number two, and you can see that one of the birds that are the most emblematic birds of this region, and number one, I put this Rufous Motmot. There you go. And then we go to place number two, environment number two, which is the Eastern Panama. This is Cerro Azul, Old Chapel Road, Darien, Bayano Lake, and San Blas Mountains. Yeah, and I chose this bird that is in number two. This is a Toddy Motmot that can be found in from 600 meters to 900 meters up. That's their geographical distribution in the Republic of Panama, Eastern or Western Panama. You can see the regions of this beautiful rainforest and lowlands as well. Also San Blas, which is now called Gunayala, is a very interesting region that we can visit with no problem. And you go to San Blas mainly to see a bird that I will show you later. Next page, please. Mark, if you're so kind. There you go. Then you have Western Panama, like El Valle, Cerro Campana, which is a national park, Trinidad, Punta Chame, and Juan Umbron are in the coast. These are represented by dry forest. Why we chose the bird in number three? To me, that's the superstar from Campana National Park. Yeah, the black crown ampita, which is not an ampita. It is really a pitosoma. It's from the old families of the old world, but it's here. But we call them, in Spanish, we call them tororoi. But this is a very beautiful bird that I know exactly where it is. 2 weeks ago, I took a friend of mine from Dominican Republic there, and we saw this beautiful, beautiful ampida. After calling him like 5 minutes, he came down to make us a little show to us. This is a pretty interesting bird that we can also visit. In number 4, you will see the Cherokee Highlands. As I mentioned to you, these are places with altitude over 2,000 meters high, times 3 for feet, 6,000, 7,000 feet. And you can see the most beautiful tanagers there, so colorful. In this case, we have the bay-headed tanager, which is not the representative. To me, the representative of the highlands is really the resplendent quetzal. These are the representative. But a little bit of the environment. There's so much water there, running through the mountains. Beautiful places. They're very well developed. It's a region with the best roads in the country. Nice hotels. The food is excellent and the people are great. So this is a great place you can go. Cerro Punta, Boquete, the International Friendship Park, and Boquerón or Paraíso. And it's great. Thank you very much. And we'll pass to the next. Okay. So let's check a little bit the wildest places. And there are 2 beautiful birds on this picture. And the one to the left is becoming a really, really hard bird to see. And this will be, in this case, this is a male of a yellow-eared toucanet. Toucanets are quite difficult to see. I don't know if they have a very small population or they're very secretive. We don't know. But I know that there are guides bringing groups from Ecuador to see them, because in Ecuador it's considered to be almost extinct. Places to see this bird, the yellow-eared toucanet in Panama, are Cerro Azul, as you know, Nusa Gandhi in the eastern foothills, Darien is the eastern foothills, and also in the Caribbean side of Panama. But it's becoming more and more difficult to find this toucanet. I need to make a good picture of him because the picture I had, they were not very good with a different camera. I'm not very pleased with those pictures. I never published them. And one of these days he will come in front of me, but we've been looking for him. Last time I saw this bird was probably 2017, never seen it again, or 2018, never seen it again. I've been to the places I used to see him, not anymore. For some reason, we don't know. And the bird to the right is a relatively easy bird to find in Pipeline, Darien also. And this is a beautiful amber. It's called a chestnut-backed amber. You don't need to call him with a tape. You can whistle him and he will come. And sometimes we're a group of 4, 5, 6, and they'll all come to you. So this is why this is a picture of mine. The one of the toucanet is not my picture, to be honest. But this amber is my picture. Mark, do you have a question?
Usually antlers are really difficult to see, so it's really great that this.
Yeah, well,
out.
I'll tell you the secret. Quietness, don't talk too much. Be quiet, don't move too much. Call them and wait for the right picture. And this was, if you look at the picture, you will see that this picture was taken through the foliage. They will never, it will be hard for them to give you a free, clean shot. It's difficult. Because they love to be by the shrubs, and they're always moving, and they're like a secretive bird. But if you know to whistle them and you stay quiet, they will come out.
How many birders do you like to take at a time? Is it
Can you
optimum?
speak a little louder because it's raining hard here, Mark?
How many birders is it optimum to have at one time? Is it good to have just a few birders, or is it?
Yes. To me, the magic number is 6. Maximum 6 people. No more than 6.
Great.
Because some birds in the tropics are very, very fast. They hide a lot, and they don't give you too many chances. So just imagine to be with a group of 12 people. They're not going to see that bird. The best group is 4. But if you can need to add 2 more people, it's okay. We can put 2 more. That will be the magic number, 6. I can work with 8, not a problem. But I'm sure that some people will lose and will not see some birds. That's the only thing.
I think, I think
Yeah,
that
yeah,
number
go
is
ahead.
pretty good in the US too. It's nice to have a group of 3 or 4 and you can have 6, but if you got much more than that, then
Yes, correct. It's the same here.
Yeah.
It's the same here.
great.
We can see the next. Okay, what to bring to an adventure? What to bring when you're coming to do a birding in the tropics? It is not only in Panama, but around the world. You need a hat. Guys, you need a hat. Of course, that I would try always to put you in a good shade, but Panama is a very sunny. The sun is brutal sometimes, and in the dry season, it's super brutal. It's very difficult. So you need a hat. Other thing you need is a backpack to bring your water, additional clothes, because even in the dry season, we can get a downpouring. And some snacks like granola, chocolate, something that brings you energy. Because the problem here is that you're going to be in a very not hot environment, but humid. Because temperature never exceeds like 85, maximum 90, but humidity can go up to 98, 99 sometimes. Can you imagine to be in a place like that where the temperature is marking, let's say 30 degrees Celsius, but you can feel it like 38 on your skin or 40? It's because of the humidity. It's a lot of water, steam, around you, so that will drive you crazy. So that's why you need special suits, fabrics. You need special materials, a shirt and a pant. They're not going to be heavy for you, that they can get all your sweat and they can evaporate quickly because of the high temperature. Never try to go birding with shorts. It's not going to be pleasant. Too many insects, even in the dry season, in some areas. Not all over, but in some areas, there are lots of insects. And the most important, box repellent, insect repellent. If you can try to bring something like a natural thing, I don't know how you call it. Mark, there's a name I forgot of this insect repellent that is made out of a.
Maybe out of orange oil or something like that.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, something natural, it's better. Nothing that will be abrasive to your skin, and the most important thing is never use your bug repellent inside the car. Never. Because most people will asphyxiate. You will not be able to breathe because you're spray yourself with. No, once you get down in the open, you can use all the insect repellent you want. Okay? And bring water, lots of water.
Those are good recommendations.
Oh, very good. Yeah, I know. Next. Okay, this is some of the representative species that we're getting into the best part of the presentation. And let's take this first picture from Pipeline Road, Gamboa. You see this green bird? Yeah, that one was taken like 3 weeks ago by me, one of my pictures. It was called before blue crown manakin. Not anymore. It got a new name. This name is velvety manakin. The male is the one that is black, dark black with a blue crown, light blue crown. The female is green, but she's beautiful. The next bird to your right, and with a rufous head, there you go. That's the largest of the rufous motmoth, of the motmoths, and this is a rufous motmoth. The rufous motmoth, as all motmoths, they sit quietly in the forest, many times in dark places. And one of the main features of them are these serrated beaks, which are used to, there you go, they are used to triturate, scorpions. That's their favorite food, scorpions And bugs like beetles with the hard shells, they crush them like, no problem. So, and the very important things, most of the moths, they have long tails that ends up in two sections with like two tennis rackets. And they move like a clock pendulum, right, right, left, right, left, right, left. And it's, they're so beautiful to see, and they're very good for pictures. They don't move much. Another interesting bird from the rainforest is this guy with the yellow, with the yellow throat. This is the male of the golden colored mannequin. In Pipeline, you can see 4 different species of mannequins. Lance-tail mannequins in the dry areas, and in the very humid areas, you can see this golden colored mannequin, the velvety mannequin, and the red cat mannequin. Interesting birds. They do leks. Some time of the year, in the dry season time, they do a lot of leks where they jump and dance and fly over, and they just drop on the floor like if they were dead. That's to show off to the females. They're trying to perpetuate the species, so they do whatever they can do to get a female and procreate a family. And finally, the last bird on the left bottom, yes, this very strange bird is called, this is a real and true antpitta. This is a straight-chested antpitta. And you need to see a video of this bird. They're birds from the jungle floor. They're super secretive. There's one, we call it with a tape. Me and a friend of mine, it was very humid. So many bugs, they were eating us up. But we were able to take this picture. You can see there, they walk mainly than flying. They almost don't fly. They're not made for flying. They're made for running. They can run like, you can see him right in front of you, and suddenly it's gone. You don't know what it is because they're so fast. This guy, I found it. Getting to the jungle, and my friend said, I can see this guy. I cannot see him. I say, wait a minute, we'll see it, but it will show up. It's just, you need to be patient because this camouflage is perfect. And finally, it was right in front of me. I said, look at him. It's right in front of us. We don't see him. It's right there. I pointed with the laser pointer very carefully, and it was right there. And the most important thing is when they call, they get a lot of air and they get it like a puffball, They inflate themselves like a ball. And then while they're singing, they get all this air out, and they look like they're flattening away. It's so interesting. So these are some of the birds you can find in Pipeline. Of course, there are more. The Pipeline is probably over 400 species in this region. Pipeline, just to recall you, the name Pipeline Road was given to this place because during the World War II, the United States wanted to get, fuel to the other side of the canal on both sides because they were afraid of the canal being attacked by the Japanese or the Germans. So they decided to build this pipeline. Some sections can be seen still, not operating, of course. And they created this long 14 kilometers pipeline from the Pacific Ocean to the Atlantic in order to just transfer fuel from one side to the other for the this battleships. It was never really used, and the road remained. Now it's not a road; it's a dirt road now. I still remember when it was paved, but not anymore. But this is a place we go and do the birding tours. For example, I got a trip next Thursday with a couple of Americans. We're gonna go for the morning because you can see that it's raining in the afternoon. No, let's go to another spot, which is Cerro Azul. Cerro Azul, we're gonna go for sure. Anybody comes to see the birds. And the first bird to the left is the very enigmatic and very secretive and very difficult bird to see. It's a very difficult bird to see. That picture is mine, and this is a toddy magna. He's a very different magna because he's not wearing like these bright colors of the magna. And besides that, they have a very short tail. Look at that. This fellow lives between 600 and 900 meters high. And if you don't play the tape and they're not calling, you will never see them. How do we find them? It's because we know where they are. But sorry, even if you know where they are, you will never have the guarantee that 100% they will see them. So what we do is that we try to play the tape, not to abuse from the tape, and give them a break so they can respond. If the bird responds within the first 20 minutes, you'll see him. If it never responds, you will never see him again, because that's the way they are. So this was from last year. This year I couldn't see this bird. Impossible. I played the tape, they never came. They never respond, so I stopped, I quit. So this picture is from February last year. Amazing birds, but they love very tangled areas and very dark areas. Believe me, that picture was not like that. I put a lot of easel in that picture. Next bird is our beautiful bay-headed tanager. Yes, bay-headed tanagers are so beautiful. And, you know, they always come to the, we go to a place, to an American couple from Jacksonville, Florida, and they have like 10 hummingbird feeders, 1 feeder for tanagers, and 1 feeder for seed eaters. The Harrison people. We go there, and this is where I took that picture of the bay-headed tanagers. These tanagers are from the foothills only, western or eastern foothills. Another interesting bird will be the hermit, the hummingbird with the long bill. Sorry, this is the green hermit, also found between 600 and 900 meters, more or less, and that's it. And this is a beautiful, beautiful hummingbird that you can find, sorry, in that area. In this place, where we found also this green honey creeper, the last one, this is the male of a green honey creeper with the black mask. It's not green, really. This color is really turquoise. It's turquoise. And the female has a black head. The male. The female is the really green one, very green. And now let's go to Darien. Darien is to me, it's a magical place. It's the less developed country. It's the less developed country province in Panama that has the best birds, like blue cotinga, can be easily found there. Also in Cerro Azul, but easier in Darien, the bluebird, all blue, the blue cotinga. Interesting fact is that this bird has no call or song. You can only hear the wing flaps, but nothing like a call or a song. You will never hear that. But blue cotingas are amazing birds, beautiful. If you see this bird for the first time, you'll be in love. I've seen this bird probably 100 times, and every time I see them, I get emotional. It's so beautiful. Another good bird from the eastern side of Panama are the conebills, white-eared conebills. This grayish bird. No, that's a woodpecker. That one, Mark. Thank you. See the white ear, and the conebill. Well, my favorite place to find this bird is in a bridge over the Bayano area on our way to Darien. It is not located in the province of Darien, but it's in the same region. And why we go to this bridge? Because this bridge is so high that you're almost at the canopy of the trees. And this is where you see this bird in a relatively easy way to see him. You stop there and you wait, and you will probably see him. Another very good representative, and all these pictures are mine, guys, is the spotted woodpecker. You see this guy with a lot of, there you go. This guy is everywhere, but you'll never see him until you call him. You can stop almost anywhere in the area and play the tape, and for sure, one of them will come. They're beautiful with this white stripe along the face, the red, and the spots. And another very interesting bird is this black and white bird that lives in the marshes and ponds, because this flycatcher is a pied water tyrant. This little bird depends on the insects, aquatic insects. And that's why you always find them by the water. You go to any of these body of waters, and even if you don't see them, you just play the tape, they'll come. For sure they're there. They're there. Okay. Next page, let's see what we got. Wow, Gatun Lake. This was from our last trip to the Gatun Lake. Look at that beautiful Lincoln. You probably know the Lincolns, right? There you go. This is a picture of mine. I really love this picture. Yeah, and you can, if you look carefully, you can see some bugs around his head. I don't know what they were. They were gnats, or I don't know. They were there. And lambkins are called in Spanish carrao. We're all over the place. We saw probably like 4 of them. They're probably mating, we don't know. And then to the left, you see snail kites. There you go. These were an adult male and a young one. They were fighting for their favorite food. They can fish, they can go for fish, but their main food are, the snail kite. Freshwater snail, apple snails. Apple snails were introduced into Gatun Lake about 25 years ago by the canal people to control the growth of the weeds in the water. But they never expected that the snail kites that were considered migratory birds 25, 30 years ago, they were starting to remain here because they found their food. Now we have a stable population of snail kites eating all the snails that you can imagine. And the problem with the weeds still there in the Panama Canal waters. So what they do, the canal people, what they do is that they put like floating barriers to stop the weeds coming from the river, and mainly the Chagres River, into the Gatun Lake. That's the only thing they can do, because the snail kites are eating the snails, and the snails are not eating totally all the weeds. So that's it. And then the next picture will be to the right and low. That would be, there you go, one of our most common herons in Panama, especially in this part of Panama. This is a juvenile. It's not ready yet. It's not an adult yet, of the rufescent tiger heron. Rufescent tiger heron, Tigrisoma lineatum. It's a very common bird to see in Panama, in central Panama. Not all over Panama, but in central Panama. And finally, another juvenile, this bird with a white breast and belly and brownish back and darkish head and back of the head, is a juvenile, of a wattled jacana. There are 2 jacanas in Panama species. The wattled jacana is located in central Panama and eastern Panama. And the northern jacana is found mainly in western Panama. But there's an area in Panama where they can go together and they can do the hybridization. They can be hybrids. They can reproduce because they're jacanas. The one we have in eastern Panama, or central and eastern Panama, is jacana, and the one in western Panama is jacana spinosa. So some of them have been, we have seen some hybrids. They look some weird, big birds, but they're there. Next will be El Valle de Ancón, another very, very interesting location in western Panama, in the province of western Panama. And El Valle de Ancón was really a volcano. This was a volcano. And the town of El Valle de Ancón is located right in the middle of the crater. That is so interesting. So the mountains around El Valle de Ancón are really what you call the caldera, so interesting. And these are some of the birds you can see there, like this first bird, the black the guy with the black throat and the guy with the yellow throat these are spot-crowned barbets. Barbets we have two different species. I mean, we got the red-headed barbet in Western Panama, very, very west highlands, or yeah, that would be in the highlands, yes, of course. And these are spot-crowned barbets with two races. This is the Western race because it's El Valle de Ancón, and we have Eastern race when you go to Darien. Very interesting, very beautiful. Next one is a toucan that is famous around the world. You probably know this guy. There you go. This is the Kill Bill toucan. It's so common that you can see them in Panama City, in the parks. Because remember, Panama City is surrounded by rainforest, the canal area. So these guys can go and fly over you when you're waiting in the traffic light. I've seen them flying above the cars. Next is a beautiful warbler from lowlands, but mainly foothills. This can be found in Chiriquí, this can be found in El Valle, this can be found in Cerro Azul, and also it can be found in the lowlands of Eastern Panama. And it was called before Rufous Cap Warbler, and now they're called Tawny Cap Warbler. They changed the name a little bit. Beautiful warbler. Yeah, it's a local warbler. It's a rare visitor to southern United States. Rare. Another interesting bird from the lowlands it's another hermit. This guy there you go, the long-billed hermit. Interesting that in the dry season, if you come to Panama, I can take you to a place in Pipeline that is called the Rainforest Discovery Center. But let me take a look. This is not a, no, wait a minute. Sorry, I need to correct. This bird is not a long-billed hermit. Sorry, this is a striped-throated hermit. Sorry. It has a very short tail. And you can see the stripes on his throat. Yeah, right on his throat. It's a striped-throated hermit, and it's really small. It's very small, smaller than a warbler. Very small. Sometimes it looks like a bumblebee flying around you. It used to be called Rufous. Oh, sorry, the little hermit was called before. Sorry. If we go to the drylands, like for example, Juan Ombrón is a road in the Cocle province in the lowland that goes to the Pacific side. We're talking about 5 kilometers of dirt road, but it's nice. There's some houses there, nice people. And in the lagoons, you can see like black-necked steels, they're migratory to us. You can see the purple gallinule as well. Purple gallinules, of course. And a very, very interesting bird from the savannas all over Panama and mainly on the Pacific side is the savanna hawk. Huge hawk that is like brown and reddish. And it's amazing when they fly like a harrier, like a long winged harrier. And they catch, like snakes and mice from the grasslands. Very interesting. They don't hunt for birds. They hunt more for reptiles and rodents. That's what they like to eat more. And finally, you can see some shorebirds because we're going to be at the end. You reach, you get to the ocean, and you can see like this yellowlegs, for example. This looks like a lesser yellowlegs to me. I don't know. That could be a lesser yellowlegs. Yeah, bill is not that big. Can we go to the next page, Mark, please? Bird species. Let's see what we got. There are some of the multiple targets you can find. We'll see more birds. Oh, this is the bird. When you go to the San Blas Highlands or Nusa Gandhi, this is a bird you will love to see. The sapayoa. Sapayoa is a bird that was put in many different families for many years. The ornithologists, they didn't know where to put him. Guess that his scientific name is Sapayoa enigma. You know what an enigma is? It's like a mystery. It's not related to any of the New World tropical families of birds. So by the evidence, the ornithologists, they believe that this bird belongs to the old world, maybe Asia, and it's maybe related to the flatbills. It was called thrush-like mourner. It was called thrush-like mannequin. Many things they were called, but none of them were right. And we still don't know where he belongs really. He's in a single family, and it's called Sapayoa. And if you go to Darien, to the San Blas Highlands or Nusa Gandhi Highlands or Gunayala Highlands, will take you to see that enigmatic bird. The target bird, when you go to the Chiriquí Highlands, of course, is the resplendent quetzal. The quetzals, you know that this is a national currency for Guatemala, and also the national bird of Guatemala. To see a quetzal is beautiful, but to see a quetzal flying is amazing. You will never believe how they fly with such a long tail. You know, they can fly and they can move their tail like, wow. Have you seen these gymnastics ladies that they play in the Olympics with those ribbons that they move like that around their bodies? And well, like it looks like that, pretty much like that. I saw one quetzal flying, and it's in my memory for the rest of my life. You wouldn't believe that. Next, if you go to Darien, you would like to see this little bird, this jacamar, the dusky-backed jacamar. This picture is not mine. This picture was taken by Rafael, the guy who helped me with this presentation. And this is the logo of my company, right? And finally, that can be found in Darien only, in the Tortí, Chepo, and that area. Also in some areas of Pipeline, you can see this royal flycatcher. To be honest, this is not the best picture of a royal flycatcher. The best picture will be one displaying this beautiful crown, you know, that goes from the back to the forehead, and it's like a big fan open, like a Spanish lady's fan open with this bright orange, some blue, and black dots. Oh, that's fantastic, amazing. I've never seen one like that, to be honest. Next, please. More target birds are in Darien. You will love to see a black oropendula, and that picture is mine. I was forgetting about that picture. I don't know where my friend found it, but he had it. Nice. A black oropendula. It's pretty much like a Montezuma in size, but it's pretty dark and has these beautiful colors on their cheek and the rest of the beak and the face. They're huge, huge animals. And oropendula, the name oropendula came from the fact that the tail, right, is yellow like gold, and pendula is like a pendulum of a clock. The next target bird you will love to see in Darien will be the crested eagle. This is a light morph, but I got a place where we can see the dark morph, which is more rare. It's really rare, the dark morph of the crested eagle. Next is our endemic woodpecker for Panama, striped-cheeked woodpecker. Panama endemic can be found in the foothills of eastern Panama and even western Panama, but to me, the best place to find them is in Cerro Azul. I got a road, I got a neighborhood there. Romeo and Juliet Trail is where I always go to see him. It's a beautiful woodpecker. And another interesting bird from Panama City outskirts, down in the city, is this beautiful, this is a picture of mine. There are three pictures of mine, the black oropendula, striped-cheeked woodpecker, and white-bellied bird. These are my pictures, not the crested eagle. And this is a bird that is difficult to see. I found him this year in the Metropolitan Park. I was by myself, it was very quiet, and I started to play the tape, and he came out, and I took this picture. And he was singing right there. And we have the next page, please. There you go. Wow, look at this. This is a picture. These pictures are mine. Look at this beautiful firebill araceli in the Chiriquí Highlands. I would say I've seen them in the Cherokee Highlands and also in the Cherokee foothills, both. The Fairfield Araceli is like a colored Araceli, but with a bright orange beak, and that picture is fine. I love that picture. It was eating the pods of the Cecropia tree. I was visiting a friend of mine, a lady, Lita, in Chiriquí, and they told me, Luis, come quickly, the Aracelis are here, they're eating the pods of the Cecropia. You would like to take a picture? I said, of course. And I took the beautiful picture. Now you know that black crown ampita from Campana, right? Beautiful ampita is a picture of mine as well. And the next heron is a heron from Panama City. It's called the Cocoy heron. Cocoys, when they're young, when they're not mature, they can be confused with juveniles of great blue herons. The secret is to look at their thighs. If their thighs look rufous, they're great blue herons. If their thighs are white, they're Cocoy herons because they look pretty much the same when they're very young. And finally, Toddy Motmot and Anton Valley. You see this bird before. These are the target birds if you want to go to these areas. Next, please. Satisfies birders from around the world. Well, you'll see some picture of us. This was our visitor, the guy in front. He was taking the selfie. And the guy who helped me with the presentation is Rafael, the guy with the cap. And we're photographers. You can see our equipment. And the airport was in the back. On the right-hand side, you see my car. The van will be taking you all over Panama. That's me, little big guy with the camera. Sorry. And some friends. And this guy was with us. One was visiting us from the Dominican Republic. He's a great birder and a great photographer. And it was October 29th. We were just getting to Pipeline after a boat ride in Gatsun Lake. And we were looking that way, but suddenly the trogon, they started calling from the other way. And we saw a slaty-tailed trogon and a black-tailed trogon, males, both, and females as well, were there. Next, please.
So Luis,
Yes?
what camera do you use? You have great photos.
Oh, sorry. Well, are you checking my Instagram?
Yeah, no, I haven't seen that yet.
Oh, go to my Instagram to see good pictures there. Yeah. Oh, well, Rafael and Juan, they use Canon. I prefer Sony, to be honest. Sony Alpha 9 mirrorless. Pretty expensive, but hey, the pictures are great.
Yeah, it really makes a difference to have mirrorless.
Oh yeah, yeah. I used to have a Canon, and with the Tamron lens.
Yes.
Not very happy with the pictures, so I changed my equipment. That's it.
Yeah.
And what about the next page? We'll see. Look, more pictures of, and this picture is a little old, for about 5 years. These were American people, and we were at San Francisco Reserve in Tortee. It's a beautiful place. We need to go. We need to go there. There's so many birds there. It's good for raptors, golden-headed manakins. It's good for dusky-faced tanagers, royal flycatcher, when they're nesting, black-tailed flycatchers, king vultures, black and white hawk eagles, black hawk eagles. I've seen young harp eagles there, but it was rare. It was many years ago and never again. And on the next page, we were with the same group at the San Francisco Reserve, I think. Yes, we were looking at some birds there. This was like a rice field, and we were looking for birds. And we were hosting Juan, the guy with the gray shirt and like a brownish or khaki pants. That picture, well, Panamanians greeting him. He was coming to Panama. It was on the Sunday, the 30th of October. And we're see the next page. Oh, this is a very interesting guy. Well, you see these 3 guys there? That's me in the middle. That's my son, Luis Francisco. He's my driver. He carry my equipment sometimes when I'm a little, tired. He's young. He's only 38. And this was a visitor from Dominican Republic as well. He came this year by February, and this is a doctor. And he came and with his camera and everything, he took so many good pictures. He was so pleased, very, very happy. And he will be coming back sometime, maybe the next dry season, in about 2 months, probably. Who knows? We were in Darien in these pictures. You can see, well, you can see there are some, the Indians, this guy that is next to the doctor was taking a picture. They cut down some trees to make some little agriculture. And we just advise them, do not cut that much tree. But Luis, we need to survive. We need to plant our, our food. Nobody will bring food to us. We need to make our own food. But don't destroy the forest, because if you destroy the forest, you will destroy the birds, and we will not be coming here anymore. And the business is gone. So yes, we'll try to do that, Luis. Next page, please, Mark. Oh, these are beautiful views of the first day when Juan, our friend from the Dominican Republic, came to Panama, and we took him on this boat ride. We take him to this boat ride, and I was with him in front. You can see the guy with the big back, that's me. And there was Gina, is the girl with the ponytail, and Melissa on the right. Gina's with the gray t-shirt. And we were going to those beautiful lagoons where we took pictures of our, snail kites, jacanas, and we saw a green kingfisher as well, and some other birds. This is Gatun Lake in the Panama Canal. Beautiful. Can we go to the next page, please? And finally, you can contact us in Birding Exotic Panama. You can go to our website, you can go to Instagram or Facebook, and we'll be always willing to help you, to inform you about Panama. You can check for our tours, and we're always here to take you and to a great experience in Panama.
Well, Luis, that was a fantastic show, and we really enjoyed seeing the very different habitats in the different sections of Panama. It's truly an amazing country with so many different habitats and over 1,000 bird species. That's just incredible in a small area. I'm sure you're truly lucky to be living in such a paradise.
Yes, believe me, I really enjoy my country.
Yeah. Well, we want to thank you ever so much for this wonderful presentation.
You're very welcome.
And your support for Napa Solano Audubon. And I'm hoping that many of our members will come down and visit you in the next few years.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mark.
Yeah, well, thank you. And we really appreciate your time very much.
Okay.